my name is Shelley Spruit, and I have been farming alongside my husband Tony for 33 years. We live and work our farm just outside of Ottawa. I'm a fourth generation farmer. Tony's parents came from Holland 60 years ago, so he also was born and raised on a farm. We have been farming grain for the last 25 years, and in the last 7 years we transitioned our focus into the reestablishment of heritage grains specifically for food. We started a company called Against the Grain Farms, where we market the grains that we grow on our farm, specifically to bakers, chefs, and now in the last number of years turning our attention to helping create awareness and education around the importance of whole grains for the home buyer. I think that farmers are definitely at the forefront of what we're seeing as climate changes and the extremes of climate. As I mentioned, Tony and I have been farming together for 33 years, and I would say in the last 5 years we have never seen the extremes of weather that we have. The first year, it was the second year that after we bought this farm, we saw extreme rain. In the following year we had droughts. We had the following year actually a little mini tornado. So it's been all over the pattern, very unusual weather patterns. And I think that one of the challenges of those of us that are in the farming industry, we're heavily reliant on the weather. Whether it's the rains for the spring planting, whether it's dry weather to dry the grains off. And we feel very strongly that part of the what is going to create the resilience going forward is local seed, a seed that's adaptable, seed that is conducive to being able to withstand these different weather patterns. And also the importance of the health of the soil. Soil that is depleted, soil that is not well cared for, soil that has got not enough tile drain or drainage. All of these different things are going to just exacerbate the problem with the weather. So I think part of the conversation, especially over the last year and a half, has certainly come to the forefront of everybody's mind is local food, growing your own food. And I agree with that, but I believe it has to be taken to another level because I think when we look at the practicality of it, even though somebody like us who are on our own farm and we're able to raise our own chickens or our own eggs, or there's still things that you have to buy. So I think of the people that are living in a townhouse or people that are living in an apartment, how practical it is it to say to them, you need to grow your own food. I feel that we need to help to empower people and educate people on the importance of creating food communities, whether that be renting a small parcel of land together, whether that be creating a buying club where somebody's going to the wholesaler farmer and buying a 20 kg bag of grain and they're going to split it up. Whether that's even the processing. Let's go to the farmer's market at the end of the season and let's buy 3 or 4 dozen or bushel of tomatoes and let's get together and make salsa, all of us together. I think not only does that create resilience, I think it creates community. And if we go back to that old idea of breaking bread together, it's the sharing in food, but it's the strengthening of bonds of relationship. It's being able to share over our meals, struggles or challenges that we may be facing. And it's the way that, mankind from the beginning of time has created resilience. It's growing, it's sharing, it's processing our food together. It's the sustenance of who we are. It's our history. And I think that that's one of the things that we need to reintroduce into our lifestyle and into our whole ethos of how we produce food. I also think that on the forefront of everybody's mind is the increased cost of food. And I think that one of the ways that we can do that as consumers to combat those prices is learn how to cook what is local and what is in season. And I think, again, getting to know your farmer, whoever that is, wherever they are, wherever you're living. There's farmers markets, there's CSAs, there's people that are growing food on a larger scale, that if you source them out and see if you can buy wholesale and process your food yourself. I think it's about reshaping our values around what is important. And I think, if anything, over this last year and a half, I think we're a lot more people are waking up to the idea that our food is and should be a very important part of our conversation and our lifestyle. You know how the land has responded, and like that was an old junk pile where the gardens were. And it's just, it's a testimony to nature if you work with it instead of against it. And then the birds, how they started coming back, and the butterflies that come in the gardens because of the pollinators with no pesticides and chemicals. It's just such a synergy. You know, it's humbling to be a part of it. You know, you don't own it. You're just sort of a caregiver and try to help nurture it along, and you learn to, every year with the weather patterns, you appreciate from what comes out of it. That's it. You don't take anything more from it, and you learn from it. Actually, you allow it to teach you valuable lessons of, being responsible. That everything is dependent on everything else, right?